The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For the best in vacation plannings, just visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Let them know that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
We pumped in the car. She pumped. I sat on my phone for about half hour. We get back right before the ceremony.
Why did she need you?
Reception started.
Wait, why did she need you in the car with her to pump?
Oh, it's a manual one. I have to pump it. It's like a bike pump.
Wait, what?
We can't afford the electric one.
So are you just going up to her in the car and
just like
honk?
No. It's an actual thing. And you hook it up, and then you use like if you're blowing up a balloon, not with your mouth, but if you're blowing up a balloon like with a pump or like a tire.
Wait,
like
who blows up a balloon with a pump?
I do. The pump is right behind me.
Don't move your chair.
We went
You
through
got
this
40
already.
balloons, you're using a pump. I'm not using my mouth. I'm not a veteran.
She has
like 40. But
She
me,
has
I can't
40
do that.
bottles of milk coming out of her
No, I'm talking about balloons. I'm talking about balloons.
balloons.
Like, for a half hour, I can't suck for a half hour. That takes some.
Well,
Wait,
That takes some.
so you have to suck out the milk now?
No, I can't. That's why I have to pump. Okay,
I'm so
That's why I have to
confused.
pump.
all right. So you've got the teat in one hand, the phone in the other.
No. I use two hands on the pump. It's a big thing.
Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studios. It's time for the No New Friends podcast. The podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. The good, the bad, and the funny.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime. It's showtime.
Like the guy said, we are the No New Friends podcast. We're streaming everywhere, including live every single Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the YouTube. We also go to the parks almost every single Wednesday on the TikTok, so make sure you follow us there. Just check out our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. All of our links are there, and you can join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits. Get all sorts of exclusive content, really cool prizes. It's a good time, and it's as low as $2 a month. Also, check out our really sweet merch before we change our name. Get that No New Friends podcast stuff now before the name change. What? We'll tell you more about that later. We've got a huge show for you tonight. Chris had his first solo night with the baby. Nick has a new occupation, plus the return of an old segment. My name is Scott. I'm the host. With me, as always, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Gubernatorial.
The Jewish American princess, Sarah.
Hello.
Our emotional support gay, Nick.
It's a me. I'm a back.
And our producer, Alex.
What is it to say?
What's going on, guys? It's so good to see you. Wednesday is the highlight of my week.
Well, it wasn't the last 2 weeks because I missed. I'm sorry.
It wasn't. I almost
Sorry.
canceled the whole podcast. It almost just ended.
You should have.
I should have.
I'm a national treasure. I was on a Carnival cruise and thought I was going to die, but I made it.
You did make it. Yeah, you got like the norovirus or whatever.
I got something afterwards. I mean, I get sick after every cruise. It's not just Carnival, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I literally threw up and lost 5 pounds, so I'm skinny now.
Probably
Good
semen
for
consumption.
Yeah, it could have been all the semen.
Oh. So is that like because you get used to the rocking back and forth, so then when you're on like dry land, not moving land,
I had sea legs a little bit. It wasn't as awful. I've had worse, but I think a lot of people on our cruise, we found out got some sort of bug, and everybody had something different. I usually just get a simple little common cold that's turned into 3 days later me projectile vomiting. So,
oh God,
that was fun.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, it was. So that's why I missed last week, unfortunately.
Well, speaking of projectile vomiting, Chris, you had a solo day with your daughter this week.
My wife and I had a solo day without my daughter.
Wait, I thought that she was going to the shore and leaving you alone with the kid.
She doesn't trust him that much.
Oh yeah, I had my mom come over for that. That was not the story.
Okay, I will cross that one off the list.
Yeah, as soon as I said, "Hey, let's talk about that next week," I was like, "I gotta have someone over here." So I called up. Actually, it was my sister and my mom, just in case one got sick or something.
It's really funny. I was, when I was editing the episode. When I say was editing, when I was listening to it, I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to talk about this solo day."
Yeah, no, it wasn't eventful. Sorry, but I did have an eventful mom and dad night out.
Okay.
Without the baby for the first time for a prolonged period of time.
How was Emily? Because I know that is always nerve-wracking on the mom.
Wreck. Yeah. No, I'm proud of her. She did a great job. I'm proud of myself.
That changes, by the way. That changes in about a year. Like, you can't wait to get away from the damn kid.
You can't wait. Yeah. No, it was. So again,
that and alcoholism.
And well, that's already started. I think I've talked about this before. I got that Kermit Klingon that goes onto the window. That I talk about that on this podcast because my daughter loves the Muppets.
No,
that's the only thing that makes her stop crying. We have no idea why, but it's the Muppet Show theme song and the
I do know that
Kermit the Frog, right?
Yeah.
So I found a Kermit window Klingon at Target, and I was like, "Oh, I'll buy this." Is probably
can she see yet?
Bucks. Yeah, she's very good. She's very good sight. She's advancing at an alarmingly quick level. She's rolling over already. It's really exciting. I'm really proud of her, but at the same time, it's like, wow, that means she'll be crawling sooner. That means she'll be walking sooner.
Have you done a DNA test yet?
That's why I'm like, hey, pump the brakes. You don't have the strongest of tendons. But she has now, since she does have our genetics, the cool thing is she is growing at a fast rate. She will be done growing in about 3 or 4 months, which is really exciting.
It's gonna save on clothes shopping because she'll have already grown, or like that's the size that she's gonna be. So
very excited
about growing out of things.
We'll be able to share clothes in about 2 years. So
she's gonna wear some circus tents. I don't know that she's gonna fit in.
Oh wow. Well, we'll talk about that next week. Write that one down. We'll talk about my Biggest Loser challenge. Anyway, so first night out, Emily's friend got married on Sunday. Props to them for getting married on a Sunday. I know it's a lot cheaper on Sunday, so shout out to them.
Sundays, Fridays, and Thursdays, cheapest days of the week.
Mm-hmm. So we went. It was about a half hour away. Felt like 6 hours being away from the baby. So why I'm talking about this Kermit the Frog window Klingon is I have it. Nick, we have the same car. So do you have a glass roof?
Yes.
So extra spot for suction cup thing. So I have Kermit the Frog suction cupped on the roof so she can see it from her car seat. So she actually looks at Kermit while we're driving. Right. So it's cute. What's not cute is when I'm driving without her and I look in my rearview mirror and I see the Kermit there.
There's a face just looking over here.
I just get instantly just so upset. Just so sad.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I actually love my child, Scott.
It's okay. So you'll grow out of that.
I'm enjoying it while it lasts. So we go to the wedding, and we get there, and the whole breastfeeding situation schedule, I should say, was thrown off because the baby didn't want to eat when Emily wanted her to eat. Yada yada yada. So we get there, and we go to the ceremony, which was outside in August. Thank goodness there was an awning, like a tent we were under, because there was a thunderstorm.
Oh my God. Okay. Sarah, could you imagine an outdoor wedding in Florida and it's like, oh, thank God we have the tent. Like that would be, have you ever been to an August outside wedding under a tent?
No, but mine was mid-August.
Stop.
It was August 18th. That's when we got married on a Wednesday, and it was cheap, by the way.
Where?
I would think so.
It could have been outside.
No, we actually got married at the fort in St. Augustine.
Outside?
Yeah.
What is wrong with the two of you?
Puerto Rican.
Oh, he's from the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is nothing.
Well, we wanted to get married in Puerto Rico, but since we couldn't, we decided to go to the next closest thing. So.
Wait, why couldn't you get married in Puerto Rico?
It was like still COVID down there.
COVID is a thing, Scott, where people died.
We forgot all about it and got married, but they were still concerned.
I forgot that you guys are like essentially newlyweds. Although I say that, I got married in 2019. So like I'm not that far ahead of you.
We've got 11 days until our 3-year anniversary.
Yeah. 11 days. Do you have anything planned?
I'm going to start thinking now.
Well, besides the blowjob, but what else?
Oh my God.
Not sure yet.
That's one of those days. There's a couple days in a relation, in a marriage.
For you, Scott.
Yeah, I was going to say. Scott's like, yeah, it's just one of those days I mark on my calendar. That's one day that I get to see my wife's boobs.
Well, okay. My chances increase slightly on those days. Okay. It's not a guarantee. It's anyway.
Calm down, Grimace. So we get to the wedding, we do the ceremony, then I love cock. Sorry. I love cocktail hour.
Oh.
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Yeah, you did.
Cocktail hour. I'm still recovering from cocktail hour.
Are you cheating on me again?
So we go to cocktail hour, and they get the waiters and the waitresses carry around those plates. I'm a sucker for anything that's on those plates because I feel like I'm a king, right? People bringing up food to me. I don't have to stand in line or anything. So I'm actually standing in line for this charcuterie board. And they're coming up to me with all this other stuff. I don't even know what I ate because the font was so small. I just didn't even read it. I was so hungry. I just like, oh, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take this. I'll take that. And I was really excited for this charcuterie board. And then Em looks at her watch. She's like, she wasn't wearing a watch. She's looking at her phone. No one wears watches anymore. She looked at her phone and she was like, Chris, I hate to tell you this, but I got to go pump. Like we got to go to the car. And I was,
have fun.
I did. So this wedding, if the wedding was someone that I knew, I never met this person. I didn't know anybody there. So I was by myself. So that being said, I was like, yeah, I'll be there after I get this charcuterie board. And she can't even, and I'm terrified of the meat because I got this like, E. coli going around with the lunch meat. You guys didn't. Someone died from New Jersey from that. So I was boycotting lunch meat, but I did just have 3 gin and tonics. Like I'll take my chances.
That's not a real thing. That's just Big Dairy wanting you to transition to cheese.
I haven't let Emily live this down yet. I the whole wedding, I was like, I wonder how that cheese tastes on that charcuterie. Well, pretty damn good. That cheese looks great. And so we pumped in the car. She pumped. I sat on my phone for about half hour. We get back right before the ceremony.
Why did she need you?
Reception started.
Wait, why did she need you in the car with her to pump?
Oh, it's a manual one. I have to pump it. It's like a bike pump.
Wait, what?
We can't afford the electric one.
So are you just going up to her in the car and just
like
honk?
No. It's an actual thing. And you hook it up, and then you use like if you're blowing up a balloon, not with your mouth, but if you're blowing up a balloon like with a pump or like a tire.
Wait,
like
who blows up a balloon with a pump?
I do.
What?
The pump is right behind me.
Don't move your chair.
You got 40 balloons. You're using a pump. I'm not using my mouth. I'm not a veteran.
She has
like 40. But
she has 40 bottles of milk coming out of her.
No, I'm talking about balloons. For a half hour. I can't suck for a half hour. That takes some.
Well,
wait.
That takes some.
So you have to suck out the milk now?
No, I can't. That's why I have to pump. Okay,
I'm so confused.
That's why I have to pump.
All right, so you've got the teat in one hand, the phone in the other.
No, I use 2 hands on the pump. It's a big thing. It's like if you look up a bike pump. Look up a bike pump. It's got handle, and it looks like the old TNT.
I have literally No, in all seriousness, I have never ever heard of a pump.
Yeah.
A breast pump that the pump is so big that the father has to pump.
No, I was like, well, I'm not going to make her do it. She's everything else. It's $20 on Amazon.
It's like it's a hand pump. She
We tried when it broke. No, it's not that easy. It's more efficient if the partner does it because I'm stronger. Okay.
Okay.
I'm stronger than that boxer that won the gold in the Olympics. Scott.
Oh my god.
So look, I go out. I got to take my suit jacket off. I got
to all of our liberal listeners. We know the truth. She was a woman. Continue.
So I have to help. Look it up. It's like $20 on Amazon. An electric one's like $300. So I saved
or free with your
money.
insurance. Maddie says it's free with your electric one, free with your insurance.
Got to look into that. I
didn't know that until just now.
She's probably going to be like, yeah, I knew that. I just wanted to watch you pump this out. So anyway,
she's like, do something, you lazy asshole.
So after I got done pumping, we go back in, and I hate to make fun of this wedding, but it's what I do.
That's what you do at every wedding, though. You have to judge it.
This was such a beautiful wedding. It was at a farm. Oh. They slayed the chicken like right before we ate. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
they just broke the neck.
So it's on fire. Why didn't you use the cow milkers? Wouldn't it work better?
Yeah, yes.
Why are you using a hand pump?
Put other things on there.
That's a really good point.
I'm picturing this wedding. Instead of doing the chicken dance, they're doing like the chicken murder.
That was before because it was for dinner. So it was before. Yeah,
okay.
They do a pre-party for the party. So they're okay. So let me try to think where I'm at.
Beautiful wedding on a farm.
Beautiful wedding on a
Slayed
farm.
the chicken.
The DJ is the person that introduces the bridal party.
Typically, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So he's introducing the bridal party. No surprise there. He introduces the bride and groom, and they're dancing. And it's like, how long does the song go on for? 45 seconds, a minute, and then they go into the first dance. He has this song playing where it's like saying something like "baddest bitch in the club" or something. Like it got into some very suggestive lyrics, and the bride and groom are like awkwardly dancing after 30 seconds because there's only so many moves a white couple can do. Like there's not many more. So they look up at the DJ and they're like giving like a thumbs up, like, hey, we're good. And I look over and he's just looking down on his laptop and he was not paying attention. So the full song played for 3 minutes.
That's a rookie move. See, on your second wedding, you coordinate with the DJ, you give them the lit, like everything for my wedding was very choreographed.
Yeah, I totally agree, Scott. And we'll get to that. So then, this is so bad. The first dance play is beautiful. The the daughter father dance goes beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm getting all these genders mixed up. The son mother dance was the last of the couple dance to go, and the first couple.
Nick, he just said it funny. The groom and mother of the groom dance.
There we go.
You call it the son mom. Like, what is that?
The groom mother.
Was this a Star Wars themed wedding with the son mother?
In Kentucky.
So the guy that got married, the groom, and then his mother danced. And the first couple notes hit me, and we look at each other like, this is such a cool song. It was "You Got a Friend in Me" by Randy Newman. I was like, that is so cool. Then 10 seconds later, the beat drops. And it's a dubstep version of the song.
Oh, that's cool.
No, it was not.
That's terrible.
And it was the weirdest thing. I recorded on my phone on a voice memo.
The mom and son are now grinding.
We started making out. So the hors d'oeuvre people started passing out Molly. It was crazy. So that finished. I was like, okay, that was strange. Then the maid of honor does a speech, and the best man does a speech, and no one gave a toast. So the DJ gets on the microphone and he goes, "Well, the best man's supposed to do this, but I guess I'll oppose a toast."
Oh my God.
He said he would oppose a toast.
Oppose a toast. I don't even know what that means.
And then he started going, it was a very religious toast. Oh. And then everybody drank the champagne. Then the next person to give a speech grabbed the microphone and said, "Oh, we have 2 more."
Oh my God.
It was so awkward. It was so awkward.
That's weird.
And then I overhear someone who knows the couple say, "Yeah, the DJ that was supposed to do this died last week."
Oh my God.
It's like, that explains
so much. Was it Steve Joyner?
A lot. So just a couple more things here. We were sitting next to a person that came alone, and this person that came alone to the wedding kept trying to talk to Emily and I. It's like, that's not our job. Like we don't know anybody here. We are background characters. I most of the conversation I had with Emily was just me mouthing things, laughing, pretending like I was laughing, like I was an extra in a movie, because that was my role. I was not the main character that day.
Was it assigned seating and you were in the very back corner?
Table 9.
We were right next to the speakers, and we were.
You
right
were
next
the
to
people
bar.
that they had to invite, but they were hoping didn't show up. Okay.
We were right next to the bar. I'm like, this is so cool. And then when the line formed right behind us, like, this is not so cool. This girl kept trying to talk to us, and I'm like that's not our job. Like listen, bring a +1 or don't talk. Just sit there quietly. Like you do not try to talk to us over this speaker. Like you just.
Oh,
first of
that's
all,
the worst.
I don't know you.
Mhm.
Like they're so unaware too, because they
so
think that
unaware.
you hear, they're talking at the normal volume.
Yeah.
And there's a speaker, and I can only say what like 2 times. By the third time, I'll just react.
Oh yeah.
I pretend.
Yeah.
I still have
Like
no
a-
idea what to say.
Yeah, and when I reacted that way, Scott, like oh wow, that's crazy. It was unfortunately when she said the DJ was my uncle. So it was just yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. So it was just all around, just good vibes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so and not the one that was living, the one that died last week. So anyway,
Right.
Yeah. Just to clarify that for our listeners at home. Lastly, when I wasn't pretending to say things and nod my head and say that's crazy about someone just telling me that their uncle just died last week who was supposed to DJ the wedding, the 99% of the time we were just looking at pictures of the baby on our phone. Just looking at pictures and then asking my mom for pictures because she was babysitting, just asking her for pictures. And then we left right after we ate and left. We ate and ran. Irish goodbye. And then just sped home and then just to see the baby. Who
Was
cried
it an
the whole
open
night.
bar?
It was
Open
not
bar?
worth it.
Open bar?
I drove.
Please-
I was so drunk.
Please tell
driving
me you got him a really crappy
home.
present.
I'm kidding. I don't know. I let Emily do that, so probably. Just kidding. I love you, She's very far behind on the podcast. She won't hear this for another 2 months. So I got 2 months to be able to make on excuse. But that was our night out. Our night out was really nice. It was really nice because the food was great.
Nice little parents' night out.
A really nice parents' night out. Made for some really great memories. We'll never get to know what that charcuterie board tasted like, but that's besides the point. I will send the voice memo of the dubstep "You Got a Friend in Me" to the Discord as we speak. So if you want to hear that, join our free Discord. Go to nonewfriendspodcast.com and join our Discord.
But wait until the episode's over.
Wait until the episode's over.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Wow. Okay. A lot there. I'm glad you had a good time. Ish.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ish. Yep.
But speaking of a good time, Chris, you wanted to bring something back real quick, right?
Yeah, that DJ that died last week.
Wow.
I mean, that would have been.
All right. So here it is, an old segment that we're bringing back this week.
This is Strange News with Mary. Wait. With Chris Yob. I don't know if you guys live under a rock or not. Do I talk during the?
Yeah, it's 3 minutes
music?
long.
Oh, perfect. This week. Oh, that was really loud. This week in Strange News. All right, so you got to turn that down like a little bit. Just turn it down like a little bit. There we go. I can't even hear myself think. This week in Strange News. Can everyone hear you? Comment if you can't hear me. No, this is perfect now. So I saw something on Twitter the other day. I was like, we have to talk about this. Let's bring back strange news. Gonna take you back 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the year was 2014. 24 minus 10 is 14, Scott.
Great. Thank you.
A dead bear cub was found in Central Park.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm no biological, marine biologist, but bears aren't native to New York City. Right?
Okay,
Maybe in Central Park?
No. Central Park's mostly
Upstate.
Just
upstate.
rapists.
They have polar bears in upstate New York, right?
I think that adds up. Yeah. So 2014 dead bear found in Central Park looks to appear to be hit by a bicyclist. A bike was at the scene and they ditched the bike. They ran. Dead bear.
So many
Fast
clues.
forward 10 more years.
2024.
Presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy puts out a Twitter video with none other than Roseanne Barr and tells a crazy story that happened in the same year that this dead bear was found dead in Central Park. If you're picking up what I'm laying down here, Scott, picture this. If you don't, just picture this. It's 2014 in Central Park, New York City. Bear cub shows up dead in the bushes with a bicycle on top of it. Cue citywide confusion.
Right.
Why is this bear here?
How did the bear get into Central Park?
How did it get there? Fast forward to 2024. Robert F. Kennedy decides to clear the air in a video with none other than Roseanne Barr. he let us know that he was the mastermind behind this dead bear in Central Park.
What?
Now, apparently, he picked up this bear after it was hit by a car during a falconing trip. Now, first of all, a lot to unpack there. I guess when you're falconing, that's hunting for falcons.
Aren't they a protected species? You can't hunt for falcons.
There's a lot of illegal activities going on here, Scott. Instead of, calling animal control after seeing this dead bear, he thought, let me put this in my trunk because I have a license to be able to do this, apparently. He was going to skin it and eat it, which is kind of weird to eat a bear. But anyway, I'm sorry, Nick.
Don't judge.
He goes and he plants this dead bear in Central Park next to an old bike of his because during the time there was a lot of bike accidents in Central Park in New York City, and not like people fall, people died like biking. Like there was a lot of deaths, so he thought, this would be really funny. As you might guess, the story blew up. But Kennedy, what did he do? Back in 2014, he just watched it all unfold on TV, and he mentioned during this Roseanne Barr video that his friends were tipsy during the time that he had this bear, and while they were tipsy, said, you should do this, it would be really funny. Because nothing says sober decision making like a dead bear prank, right? So now he's running for president, so he figured he would come clean about this dead bear story. Now, if you want to see the greatest picture ever, if you search RFK Bear, you will find a picture of him with the dead bear in his trunk with his hand in the bear's mouth. Acting like it's biting him, but it's super dead. Like you can see its intestine through its armpit. Like it's very, very dead. And I will not put that in the Discord, but I probably will anyway. But you could just Google that. So the fact that a bear, that somebody did this was insane. But the fact that it was a presidential candidate, and it's not like he was like 18 years old. Like this was 10 years ago.
Right.
He was in his 50s.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I'm voting for the guy now. I don't give a shit what his policies are. If he thought that was a good idea, he's got my vote. I think the decision to put a dead bear as a prank in Central Park could be more sound than any political decision I've heard of the last 10 years. So
okay.
RFK,
yeah,
officially endorsed by the No New Friends podcast.
Well, one fourth
by one of his podcast.
He'll be great for content.
He will be great for content. Correct. Our resident redneck, by the way, says falconing is hunting with falcons, not hunting for falcons.
What are you hunting for? Mice?
Fish, maybe. I don't know. Mice.
What do you tell the falcon? What?
No idea.
Was this a fever dream? Was this even real?
Yeah, okay. Crazy story, Chris. There's other crazy stories out there. Strange news, if you will, but coming out of the Olympics. Okay. Sarah, you have had the memes. First of all, the memes are just on point. The Facebook and Instagram are focusing on all the right things. All of these stories. Like, did you see the French Olympic pole vaulter? Who, no? Nick.
He brought his pole vault.
Yeah. So this guy gets eliminated because his gigantic pole knocks over the bar. No lie. Look it up on the YouTube.
Should have tucked.
Should have tucked. I think he did tuck, and that was still what was left over because there was, when he turned around, there was something protruding out the backside. But this guy's got a massive schlong, Sarah.
Yes.
And his massive.
Maybe he needed a butt plug just to make sure he keeps any farts in.
Maybe. Oh.
Do you think he was just so overcrowded in that region, if you will, because Grindr was
blowing
banned
up
in Paris? Yeah. So maybe he, hasn't been relieved in a few days or weeks, and maybe we just uncovered it.
Makes a lot of sense, Chris.
He's been watching all those divers just like I have with my pants off. And maybe he was just excited about jumping.
But that's the thing. He wasn't excited. He was just massive.
What country was he from?
France.
That's just a normal person with two testicles. That's just what we all look like, Scott.
So we have the well-endowed pole vaulter. Then this Turkish shooter.
The best.
Yeah. Pretty much
best.
looked like Chris Yob in 20 years.
Yeah. You know why he did that, right? You know why he did all that?
Yeah,
right?
he got into like a heated argument with his wife and learned how to shoot.
No. I mean, like, you know why he purposely came in second. They didn't want to be uncovered that he was a Turkish hitman.
Oh,
He was
okay.
definitely an assassin.
Gotcha.
He's like, I'm not going to show these people up. But no, Scott, if anybody at home does not know what we're talking about, you have to look up Turkish shooter. I think it's probably gonna be a lot. Turkish Olympic shooter.
Yeah, Turkish Olympic
Turkish
shooter.
They have like a military coup every week in that country. Anyway, Turkish Olympic shooter. And if you look up the event, these people look like they're like living in the year like 2050 with the golden fancy glasses.
Yeah,
and like it looks like they're decked out in this like Matrix type gear.
Right.
This guy just comes up. Wasn't his hand in his pocket?
Well, his hand was just in his pocket.
One hand in my pocket.
The other one's living in the Olympics.
It's the picture of the Olympics. There will be nothing better than that.
Correct. Or the U.S. gymnast that just sits on the bench and sleeps the whole time until it's his time to hit the pommel horse, takes off his glasses, does the pommel horse, wins gold, goes back to sleep.
That's like me when I have to work like once every 2 weeks. I relate to that guy.
You're just the hero at work and you do so well that you're just like,
That is me.
This. The Chris Yob of the Olympics.
Yeah, I get a call. It's like, you need to pick up some tires today. I'm like, oh, time to go to work.
Yeah. Then this is one of the funniest ones. So, have you heard of Luana Alonso?
No, I have not. Is that a director of a movie? Is that a movie director?
It sounds like a producer for Marvel, but it is not. It is not. Sarah, do you know who Luana Alonso is?
No, I'm getting all my Olympics information from you guys. I haven't seen anything else.
Nick, any idea?
it sounds like a drag name, but
Ooh,
so
trademark that.
Luana Alonso is a swimmer from Paraguay, whatever. She doesn't qualify. She comes in like 5th in her heat. And so she's done. Her Olympics are over. And, you know, a lot of times the Olympic athletes will stay around to cheer on their country. Okay. She gets told, no, by the Paraguay Olympic Committee, you need to go home. She has to go home because she's basically too hot and are distracting the other athletes and are creating an inappropriate environment. She's not doing anything except for being hot. But, you know, these swimmers, they have to be sleek and aerodynamic. You can't swim with a hard on going through the.
You're right.
Yeah.
Here's an exact quote from the Paraguayan Olympic Committee. Her presence is creating an inappropriate atmosphere within Team Paraguay.
Yeah. Crazy Olympic stories.
You know what? You guys, if you guys are married, you guys should definitely not Google this woman. Very unattractive.
Well, for science, for context, you should probably Google her and then delete the search history.
She's got the Olympic tattoo and everything.
Or my husband, Tom Daly. He's amazing. I love him.
The last one is the Chinese Americans winning in ping pong. So, like the winners of the ping pong gold medal are like they're Asian, but they won for the United States.
But they're United States.
Yeah. So American
that
Asian.
makes sense now.
Yeah.
So basically, you're just trying to say racist things there.
Yeah, like Scott's like, if you're Chinese, born
You're
in
good
America,
at ping pong.
I
If
don't
you're
care.
Chinese, you're good at ping pong.
Scott's like, how are these guys allowed to play for Team USA? These guys are Chinese.
Oh boy. All right, guys, I have a little surprise for you. None of you know about this. Yeah, none of you know about this.
Oh.
This isn't even kayfabe. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, this is not a bit. I've got a little surprise for you. Here you go.
Hey guys, it's Abby. Remember me? It's been a minute. Clearly, both my dad and brother are lazy AF. So, I guess I'm gonna have to write my own segments. So, my dad brought me to see Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought only Mary had questionable parenting decisions with movies. If you don't get that reference? Mary used to be a host on this show. She let her young kids watch Pet Sematary, It, Debbie Does Dallas, and other questionable films. Hey, Dad, why did Deadpool want to sit on Pinocchio? I have so many questions. Also, did my dad really go to Disneyland with my brother and not take me? Bro. Ooh, that was a bad bro. Bro. Darren has not spoken to him in like 2 years. And now he comes back and is like Marvel effing Jesus. Meanwhile, I record these stupid segments, wake up, feed the dogs, take out the trash, put away the dishes, and mow the lawn. All he did was ruin your life when you turn 20 and put you in debt. Well, I'm probably gonna get grounded after this bit, so you may not hear from me for a while. Anyway, here's the words I'm learning in middle school. Back to school edition. This week's word is cook. Why did Chris's face light up with excitement? Bro, I'm not making you any food. You have a kid now that you can groom to be your slave, so that you can continue to sit on your couch with your video games. By the way, does your couch have an imprint of your butt yet? No? Oh, that's surprising. Cooked is a way of describing something in an extremely negative way. Like Sarah and Lewis are so cooked now that my bestie Sophia is starting middle school this year. Or I'm so cooked. My dad went to orientation with me. I'm still confused why they didn't allow him in the school. Or Chris, Sarah, and Nick have been cooked since they let my dad con them into joining the stupid podcast. Anyways, that's all for me. Slay Queens!
Wow, she was in rare form this week.
I missed her.
We needed
Best,
that.
she was the best part of the show.
She was. Yeah. I did take her to see Deadpool. She did see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she like it?
She loved it. She absolutely loved it. Yeah.
That's alarming for a parent, I would think.
Right?
You hated that, right? No, I loved it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a 45-minute like review on the movie right now? Sit impromptu.
No, because there's a lot of people that still haven't seen it.
Wow. That was really mean.
Yeah, I'm not like Disneyverse that spoils the movie 1 week after it's been out.
Did they talk about it?
Oh, yeah.
I was against that.
I was on.
Voiced
Yeah,
my
you
opinion.
weren't there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you talked about it. You were on the episode, right?
Yeah. So we did have like Abby's orientation today. It wasn't really orientation. It was like pick up your schedules, pick up your laptops, and meet the teachers. The only problem is none of her teachers were there today. Oh man, they just not there.
Why?
They had like a training session. I'm like, who scheduled? Who did this schedule?
They get fired? Did they say gay, Scott?
They may have said gay, and then now they can't.
Now they're disbarred for being a teacher.
Yeah. But it was just super weird. It was great because I was double booked today. I had the junk haulers coming to get all of our Amazon boxes. And so
what?
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 Okay. So my wife has an Amazon shopping addiction.
That's not what I'm concerned about. I understand you have a lot of Amazon boxes. That was.
You have a company that picks it up?
Yeah. Because if my wife does not, what?
We all have that company. It's called the Trash Man.
No. The trash people don't charge me $300 to haul off all of our junk.
No, it's free.
Right.
It's included.
Right. I understand this. So what happens is when we get all these Amazon boxes or new furniture pieces, there's all these boxes. And despite my, Sarah, you know what I'm talking about. You have a pile of empty Amazon boxes somewhere. Right? No. Okay. So
sorry.
Instead of breaking down these boxes and then putting them in the recycle bin, they create a pile in the garage.
They create a pile. The boxes create a pile in the garage.
Well, they do because they're not.
The boxes go over there themselves.
Well, okay. My wife creates the pile. Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, is she a they them now? I'm so confused.
If she wants to be, no judgment. But the problem is, like, it would take, if I broke down all these boxes and then put them in the recycle bin at this point, because so many have been accumulated, it would take me about 5 weeks to clear it out. But unfortunately, we have the home inspector coming tomorrow because we switched insurance because Farmers is no longer in Florida, so we had to switch insurance. And so the insurance inspector is coming over tomorrow. So
I thought farmers predominantly lived in Florida, or their people.
No, we don't have a lot of farms here. You'd be surprised.
Just farm children. I'm sorry.
So the junk haulers had to come over today to get all the boxes out. But I was also at the open house. So it was a very stressful day. But it was very nice that the teachers weren't there. We could get in, get out, and then continue on with our day.
That is the whitest thing I've ever heard in my life, Scott.
Of course it is.
You could have just Venmo'd me that $300. You just got a thing called a box cutter. And you just cut down. You know what really works well too is just calling your parents up to come over. And they see all the boxes and they're like, "Where's your box cutter?" It works every time.
Well, my dad's in England, so that wouldn't have.
That would not. Yeah.
I can't spend more than 35 seconds in my garage. It is so effing hot that I can't. It's a sauna.
God forbid.
Anyway, Sarah, what are you doing are you guys ready for back to school? The girls ready? Where are we at with that?
Well, they don't actually have meet the teacher and all that until Friday. So 2 days before school starts. And
your kids got started on a Sunday?
Well, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not counting Friday. It's like midday. Okay. So,
Girl math, you don't count the day that you're in.
Okay, 2.5 days before school starts.
Right.
Perfect. So, and I'm working. So that's kind of it for me. And then I get to pick them up Monday night and find out about how the first day went. Mm-hmm. But everything seems to be situated. They're at the theme parks all week this week.
Oh, nice. So. Are they excited?
For school? Yes. Yeah. Very much cool. So. Yeah. I'm scared, but they're excited.
When they're filling out their paperwork, because you get the first day of school paperwork and it's really homework for the parents. Like the kids don't have homework the first day of school. The parents do. You have to fill out all the home. What address are you going to put for your address?
Well, I'll be putting a new address on that because we did finally find a place.
Yay!
I know. Well, see, the sad part about that is actually, we had our heart set on a house. We really, really, really wanted it. And because of some unforeseen circumstances, we had to wait to
felony charge.
No, not that far.
Missed the phone call while having sex.
There was something there. No. But it would have been. I'm sorry. I'll try and do. I will. I'll make more bad choices in life to have more content. You're welcome. We actually waited a month to rescreen for this place that we really wanted. And we were looking online every single day to make sure it was still there. And finally called the property management. We were like, "Hey, we're ready. Can we go ahead and do this?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure. Just reapply online." Okay, cool. So we go online. House is not available. We've been waiting for a month.
That sucks.
And wasting all that time just to have it not be available for who knows how long. But apparently whoever takes care of Zillow is not who takes care of their website. So they don't keep it up to date. Yep.
All jokes aside, though, Sarah, everything happens for a reason.
Correct.
Except for probably genocide. I think that would. But anyway.
Well, you have to ask my ancestors. But we got second choice, so we're very happy about that.
That's awesome.
Yes.
The first choice is probably going to sink into a sinkhole, so you're good. The second choice is probably the better choice.
I hope so. Realistically, actually, when I was looking up about the property management group, I kept seeing things. Actually, the first Google search that came up was name of property management group and lawsuits. So probably a really good idea that we can go with that.
Yeah.
As well as like a bunch of TikTok links about how horrible they were. So I guess it kind of worked out. But the house was beautiful. It was stunning, but that's okay. That's for the future. I'll keep all that in mind when we buy a house.
But you're going to be in a house.
Yes, we're going to be
That's
in a
amazing.
house, and it's going to be 45 minutes closer to Orlando. So
that is the best news I've
welcome.
heard all day. The best news I've heard all day.
But just so you know, middle school starts like much later.
Oh, yeah.
Like middle school starts when we would be at Disney.
So that means you can stay longer.
Well, we still have a kid that's in elementary school.
She can walk.
That's true.
No, she can't.
Well, yeah, but okay. But
See,
oh, you have to take
the first house was the one that's closer. I know.
So, wait. Now I'm
Electric
confused.
scooters are pretty cheap.
Plus, it's
Right.
2024. Are you guys really letting your kids just walk home and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
What?
No.
Okay.
No.
Abby jokes that she doesn't trust our neighborhood. Like literally, it's gated and it's one of the safest neighborhoods in America.
The school's
Yeah.
in your neighborhood? It's in the
Me,
gate?
no. But she walks home from the bus stop.
Oh, that's how that
Yeah,
works.
well, you know what? I've seen a lot of crime shows, okay? So anything's possible. And I'm saying that we all of us have beautiful girls. And,
Yes.
you know,
So,
life is
okay.
scary.
All right. So how far away from your house is the girls' school?
The longest is 10 minutes
But she's going to take
to
the
the
bus.
middle school. Yes, maybe.
Then-
I don't know.
Then you don't have to then you can get to the parks earlier and stay later.
We'll see. We have to figure out logistics. This is the first time we've ever had an option for a school bus.
I know.
School bus doesn't come from Daytona.
That's
so,
true.
You know, we're still trying to figure out this whole thing.
That's true. We
Do
are
your
going to have to
buses need seatbelts?
No.
I don't know.
That's insane.
No,
to
we
me.
don't have regulations in
That is
Florida.
insane to me.
We don't have that either.
That is crazy.
We have train tracks. Like you can't have seatbelts because of the train tracks.
What?
You can't.
What are you talking about?
You can't have seatbelts on the bus because of the train tracks.
Do you think trains are exclusive to Florida?
Listen, I don't make up the rules. They don't have seatbelts. I don't know what to tell you. It's not required. It just became required for backseat seatbelts like 3 years ago. Or backseat seatbelts. Yeah.
Like
That's a
your cars
joke.
didn't have seatbelts? Oh, okay.
The backseat. Anyway.
No, but that was the thing in New Jersey
But,
too.
but yeah, we can't read
yeah.
books about a drag queen. People are dying.
Forget about the
Over
seatbelts on buses.
But the drag queens.
Keep those damn books out of the schools, though.
Now, Nick, Piper's starting kindergarten this year, right?
She's starting first grade, so thank you
First
for listening
grade.
to the episode last year where we
You
talked
haven't
about
been
her
here
going
in
to
6
kindergarten.
months, Nick. I forgot who you were.
I forget. So.
That's because of the weed, Nick.
Oh, could be. Yeah, she starts first grade this year, which she's actually in a new building. So last year, the kindergarten was in like a completely separate building because they're building a new school. Our school's getting too big. So our new school is literally across the street from us. I can see pretty much the playground from my house.
Scott's like, nice.
Scott's not allowed to live that close. So we talked about letting her walk to school this year, and by walk I mean like us walking with her.
Okay.
Which would be fine because school doesn't start till 9 a.m. Last year she was on the bus at 7:15 a.m.
Ooh.
So that was very early for me because I like to sleep. We're putting her on the bus this year. The bus ride is 2 minutes. So it looks like she's probably the last stop and the first one off. So, she's excited for it. She's going to be in the same building as my nephew and my niece this year, who starts kindergarten. So it's a nice little family gathering, I guess, at school now too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, she's doing cheerleading?
She is doing cheerleading. So we did cheerleading last year for basketball season for the first time, which it was cute. She didn't know what she was doing. She was just screaming.
That's fine.
That's usually what they do.
So now we're doing football cheerleading.
Oh.
Because I know absolutely nothing about football, and I have to go watch her cheerlead to this football team and stuff. So
I'll never forget when Michaela cheerleaded for like flag football, and the flag football games were so exciting that like my brother-in-law started coming every week so that we could watch the game. And like our team made it to the championship. So it was like at the high school. It was super
awesome.
exciting. Yeah, we created our own fantasy football league. Like you have the dads going, "Oh yeah, I got my running back out there."
It's like a stat recorder.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you allowed to bet on like little kids football games?
Why
Don't ask,
not?
don't tell.
Okay. Yeah, it's Florida. Don't have to tell. So it's her cheerleading team. It's first and second graders, and this year I don't know if I was high. I was probably high. Let's be honest. And the committee for the sports ball league asked me if I wanted to help coach. So I am now not football.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been very interesting.
You would have been the DEI hire.
I would have been. Oh. So I am now the assistant coach of the first and second grade cheerleading
That
team.
is amazing.
I didn't know you were gay.
That's a really good joke, Scott.
It was a cute joke 45 minutes ago, and then I still called you out.
Listen,
because
I gave
not
it
all
a
male cheerleaders are gay, but yeah, I am.
I gave it a beat before I stole Chris's joke. He did not take advantage of it. So
I would never make a joke about homosexuality, Scott.
So it's been a really fun. We've only had like 3 practices now, teaching them little chants and cheers, and I apparently am.
Tell me you don't watch sports without telling me you don't watch sports. Oh, we're teaching them the chants.
Well, apparently we're supposed to do like a hello cheer to the other team. And my idea of a hello cheer is like, "Brr, it's cold in here." I don't know if that's appropriate for first and second grade or not.
But
let me ask that.
I don't understand the context.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so... tell me you're straight without telling me you're straight. Bring it on. The movie Bring It On.
Oh, that is a really good movie.
I got
Wow,
you.
you guys are so
Rewatch
straight.
that.
Good movie. Don't remember that chant though.
Gosh.
Wasn't there like 7 of those?
Yes.
There's like a million of them.
Yeah.
It was like Kristen Dunst was in the first, so you should have watched that one.
I think the only thing there was more
Same.
of in this world
Bless you.
were conflicts in the Middle East. Than Bring It On movies.
Apparently we were watching different movies back then. So it's been a really amazing opportunity. The new challenge that I'm facing, or not really challenge, is a girl at practice last night. She looked at me and she looked at Piper and she's like, "Wait a minute, you're Piper's dad." And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You guys don't have the same skin color." And it's kind of my first time.
She says, "Wait till you see Piper's other dad. I'm going to really blow your mind."
he's very white. So I'm like, I've had it before. Piper and I have had discussions about her skin color, and I didn't know how to respond to a 6-year-old on this. I'm like, do I say, "Well, I've been trying to vacation a lot to get to that color," or do I tell her the truth that she's adopted? So
next time, Nick, have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Have some fun with it. Just say you're albino.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a good one
that.
too.
Yeah.
Or just say that this
But at
is what
least-
happens when Piper talked to a stranger. To scare the shit out of the kid. We'll never talk to a stranger again.
Wow.
Be perfect.
And this is how you get fired from cheerleading coaching. At least in Ohio.
That should be the goal, Chris. That should be the goal, is we get him canceled from cheerleading.
You could also say something like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling so good. Do I look pale?"
Sarah, you're pale. What would you say?
Oh, thanks.
I think Sarah's very tan.
Thanks. I put it on
got
last
you,
week.
Sarah.
Appreciate it.
I should be like, I'm going to fire my spray tanner next time. So, I mean, at least we're lucky in Ohio that I can say, like, she's adopted and she has 2 dads, unlike some other states in the country, Florida.
Right.
You're like, "I'm just watching her."
So, yeah. I don't know her.
So what did you tell her?
That she's adopted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I told her the whole life story of adoption and everything. Now, I kept it short.
Then you had to talk about how babies are made. It was this whole thing.
I kept it short and simple. I was like, if you have questions, ask your parents. What's really awesome too is there's another gay dad couple that have a daughter on our cheer team.
Oh, cool.
So it's awesome to see
That is cool.
More gay dads out there and diversity and all that. So
Why isn't he coaching?
they have 3 kids.
No excuses.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Be a better gay. Jesus.
Yeah, come on.
Scott had 3 kids, but he didn't know the first one. So
you guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Yeah.
I've been waiting
Yes.
forever.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Every week, Game Master Ryan brings us 2 news stories. One is from Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to determine which one is which. Take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located this week at Hollywood Studios. I'm supposed to meet the whole gang here today to hang out. I just saw Lewis and Sarah over there at Starbucks. Sarah kept on forgetting what her order is, and they say weed doesn't have long-term effects. I wonder who's paying for that coffee for Sarah. I heard she's charging her kids for the lunches she makes for them before they go to school now. What's that noise? What is that noise?
Is that me?
Oh, it's Scott's mating call. Or maybe he's just playing charades with kids. Same thing. There he is over there peeking into the bushes at Indiana Jones. I guess it's okay to do that here, but not at middle school? Scott said he heard the whips over here and thought it might be hot Indy. Turns out it's just Rachel. She's cracking the whip after she heard about Scott buying drinks for Lewis and Sarah. Wow, Scott, is that your new ringtone? Really taking this fandom of Germany pretty far, aren't you? Who's calling you? Oh, it's Chris. Chris last week talked about how he had to go to flea markets to pick up brand name clothes. Now he just looks like he goes shopping and has fleas. Chris also mentioned that he used to get 2 lunches at school. By the looks of him now, he looks like he's eating 3, maybe 4 lunches a day. I'm just glad Scott's not live streaming today. Did you know that Scott said that I was the one that inspired him to stream from the parks because I was there with the GoPro? Out of all the things I could have inspired you to do, lose weight, quit smoking, be a better person, not be racist, that's what I inspired you to do? I feel like I should publicly apologize. So while I find a way to go back in time and knock that GoPro out of past me's hands, let's get into this week's Florida Man or Jersey Man. And for our first story, a couple is caught after stealing $40,000 worth of jewelry from antique stores. And for our second story, a man crashes into a house after he follows his GPS.
Okay, so we've got antique robbery or GPS crashing. Sarah, what are your thoughts?
GPS crashing, Florida, because probably an old person.
Okay. Nick?
I completely agree. I was going to say old person, Florida, definitely.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a threesome with these two. I think that, but wait, no, wait a second. I saw Nick. I was like, I would have sex. It's the I think the antique is Florida because when I think antiques, I think death, and Florida's probably. We have to look at the stats, but I'm pretty sure Florida probably has the most deaths per year because of old people.
Maybe, yeah.
I would think so, and COVID.
So I'm going to agree with you. I think we have a lot of antique stores in Florida. There's a lot of old people that would die, and then their memorabilia or whatever would go to these antique shops. And then I think
most of it is at my house, guys. Honestly.
I think the other one is Florida. Let's find out the answers.
So our first story is from Florida, where the Lee County Sheriff's Office launched an investigation after 2 thieves were caught on camera stealing nearly $40,000 worth of jewelry. A man and a woman stole 2 Rolex watches and several golden bracelets. I was in an antique store the other day and I was thinking, you don't see a whole lot of old dishwashers. Then I realized there's a couple walking around shopping. So that means our second story is from New Jersey, where police are investigating an accident in which a driver claimed the GPS told him to ignore the end of the road and drive straight into a house, seriously injuring 2 people in the car. Scott was telling me that's why he keeps his GPS in a female voice. He said it's just easier to ignore. And in other news, Alaskan town celebrates the 4th of July by launching cars off a cliff. Are we sure this isn't just Asian drivers? I'm just kidding. Asians drive just fine. My grandfather was at Pearl Harbor. He says they can't land a plane worth a damn. Anyways, that's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Oh my God. Listen, Pearl Harbor jokes are fine. It's September 11th jokes you can't make. Oh my God.
You know what's crazy is that Ryan's grandfather actually was at Pearl Harbor.
No, was he?
Oh, that's not a joke.
Oh, wow.
The last joke was actually not a joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry I laughed.
Sorry. Fair.
Thank you for your belated service. Speaking of thanking people for their service. So several weeks ago, we talked to everybody about the feud, if you will, between Eddie Deason and our old manager, or like the guy that got us the interviews, Steve Joyner.
Steven.
Yeah. Guys, things got really weird this week.
They did.
So
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah, I'm scrolling on Facebook. Scroll. And I see a post thanking Steve Joyner for being such a great friend and a great publicist. R.I.P., my friend. Now you can be with your family. You will be missed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, Steve died.
Super dead, right?
Super dead. So my first instinct is I need to put it in the Discord that we're going to be doing an interview with Steve Joyner.
Actually, the funniest thing was you put he died, and Darren was the first person to make that joke, which I thought was like father, like son.
Yeah.
In all caps, not like, oh my gosh, what happened? In all caps. Damn it, I had him booked for Wednesday.
That is a true story. That is a very true story.
Shout out, Wise Man.
Yeah. So, very sad. Very sad. So,
now, you know, is it sad? We don't know, because when you sent that to me, I saw it and I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then I saw who posted it, and the guy's name was Flawed Motif.
Right.
Like, I don't know how reputable Flawed Motif is on this sort of stuff.
Well, so I decide I'm going to do some investigation, because this is too bizarre of a story.
Yeah.
To not pursue this a little bit more and just accept that Steve has died. So I reach out to someone who has worked with him in the past, and they've had a falling out. I'm like, hey,
which one?
Which one?
That list is long.
That list is very long, but the one that I knew that would respond to me. So I said, hey, just out of curiosity, I just saw a Facebook post about Steve. Have you heard anything? Have you heard from him? And so he then texts me back and says, so I just tried to text him. Someone answered and said Steve is on life support. What? So, but is he? So is he alive? Is he dead? Is he
sadder?
Like, what is happening? Yeah. It's getting real weird. So then he says, but I called his wife, and his wife says, let it be.
Steve was married?
Yes. At times.
And living with Eddie Deason?
Yes.
Okay.
So then
relationship.
So then he says that his wife said, don't contact us. Steve will be fine. Let it be. What? So 2 days go by, and I check back in with this person. I was like, hey, any updates? And he's like, yeah. So him and I got into this huge fight yesterday. And I'm like, wait, what?
The guy texted you this.
Yes.
Okay.
We got into a huge fight yesterday, calling me all sorts of racial slurs, and my stepdaughter had to break it up or whatever. And then we hung up. And then later that afternoon, he asked me if I wanted to go into business with him running the PR company.
It's usually how business talks start.
Correct. to which I said yes, which was super bizarre. So, but then I decided not to, and I've cut all ties. So I'm like, wait, so he's alive? Like that like, I don't care about all the other stuff. Like, so He's alive, right? And he goes, oh yeah, he's alive. Someone hacked his Facebook.
It's always the case. It's always the case, huh?
So it's so much confusion here, but Steve Joyner, I guess, is alive, and he's alive.
Yeah, I wouldn't say well. He's alive and unwell.
Yes.
We should get him on the podcast.
We should. But it did bring a couple days of comedy worth for us.
You know what, Scott? I don't know if it's the wine talking or not, but I think it'd be a really, really fun idea to get Steve on the podcast.
I agree, but the problem is I have no way to contact him because
Do you have his number?
I do, but he does not have his phone right now because the FBI has confiscated his phone for a threat he made back in 2022.
We'll figure it out. I think we should ask him to come on the podcast.
All right.
Air.
Yeah, we should.
I think we should. We might end No New Friends and start a true crime podcast.
We'd be good at this.
Yeah, I know. Like a very lighthearted, dark humor true crime podcast.
I love it.
This guy's not dead, but he could be on his way out.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Eddie Dees to get to the bottom of this. Well, I knew Steve.
But that's the funny thing is as we all thought he was dead, maybe we're like, I wonder, did the wife do it? Did Eddie do it?
Yeah, I know. We could be murders in the building. Only murders in the building.
We could be. But Steve Joyner, glad you're doing well.
How are you?
Okay. Chris, you got any Cliff Notes?
I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
So Abby talked about how Mary has made questionable parenting decisions. Other questionable decisions that she made are, never mind, way too long of a list. Abby talked about what cooked means. Examples of what cooked means also includes Scott's sex life, Scott's metabolism, and Mary's job on this show. Scott said that the trash people don't charge him $300 to take trash away. Scott, the last time you talked to me about, quote, trash people, you told me you don't let them into your neighborhood. The trash man.
There it is.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. Scratch that. Alex, got that? Scott talked about Meet the Teacher night. Scott knows a lot about these meet and greet type events. When he moved to his neighborhood, by law, he had to notify all of his neighbors that he would not be living there. Sarah, congratulations. You finally got a house. And, you say it was your second choice, but I guarantee you it's still a pretty solid house being second. Scott is a great husband, and he was only Rachel's seventh choice. A lot to look forward to.
Everything happens for a reason.
Scott talked about how Steve Joyner died and came back to life. You talking about Steve Joyner or Joe Biden? And lastly, Ryan said that he saw a couple of dishwashers shopping at the antique store. Super racist of you, Ryan. Just wanted to say that. But Lewis, what were you doing at an antique store? And those are my Cliff Notes.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Scott sent me that one.
I did not.
I mean, he would be there with me.
Exactly. See, what a good joke.
But next week, you're going to talk about your Biggest Loser competition.
Yes. Yeah, Biggest Loser competition. Yes. And
yes.
Weight loss, not being a loser.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, I don't get it, because if you're the Biggest Loser, you're actually the winner. And in my case, it's the winner of a lump sum of money.
Ooh. Well, I can't wait to hear about that next week. Sarah, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on the Instagram at Old Soul Thrift or on the TikTok at SuperSarah94.
Nick?
And you can find me on Instagram at Emotional Support Gay Nick and all social media platforms at Sandpiper Vacations. And while I'm speaking about it, there's some big news coming out this weekend from Disney at the D23 Expo. So I will be spilling the tea next week of all exciting things coming out from Disney.
Robert Downey Jr. is now going to be playing Mickey Mouse.
Spoiler alert.
Chris?
You can find me on Instagram at Chris Yob, on TikTok at Chris Yob NNF, where I might be posting my Biggest Loser vlogs. I think I might be.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And you can connect with us. All of our social media links are right there on our website, newfriendspodcast.com. And in a couple months, we are going to be going through a name change. That's right. We are transitioning. We will be the No New Friends podcast, but we will identify as Parents Night Out, brought to you by the No New Friends podcast, or by No New Friends, or whatever. But anyway,
We'll figure that part out.
Check out our website. All of our merch is there. You can join our clubhouse, become a friend with benefits for as low as $2 a month, get exclusive content, all sorts of giveaways, and all that good stuff. If you listen to us on Spotify or Apple, please make sure you give us a rating, a 5-star rating, and a review. That really helps us out. Also, watch us live on YouTube every single Wednesday about 8:15-ish Eastern Standard Time. Just follow us, No New Friends Podcast, on the YouTube. You'll get a notification. We're super funny. Sarah's cute. Nick's cute. Chris is fat. You can see us, and it'll be great for your mental health. Also, Sarah Lewis, Darren, and I sometimes go to the parks on a weekly basis, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I don't know, on the TikTok, so make sure you follow us there. On behalf of Game Master Ryan, Abby, our producer Alex, Nick, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, bitches.
No new friends, just the old and the bold. In the world of kids, we're the ones who hold. Scott, Chris, Sarah, and Nick, a tale to be told. Welcome to the podcast where adulting unfolds. Where adulting unfolds.